Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast Royal Rumble post-game show. So the Royal Rumble happened. We have our winners in Liv Morgan and the OTC Roman Reigns, as well as a couple of other matches that occurred, and we are going to break it all down for you. Talk about the good, the bad, and what we'd like to see differently, and I think where do we go from here? So with that, I'm Mike with the 716 Sports Entertainment, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill. And Sean, how did you feel about the Royal Rumble 2026 in Riyadh?
So it wasn't the worst Royal Rumble, but it also wasn't the best. Um, Personally, I'd say it was about average for me. I think there were some real weird booking decisions during the Rumbles, but I also think that they got to where they needed to. And there were a couple stars that looked really good out there that they needed to do with. As far as the non-Rumble matches themselves go, I mean, one was incredibly predictable, and the other one should have been predictable, but I'm still real disappointed in it.
All right, so let's I don't think that there was anything like notably bad on this show, so we can go in order as we talk about the matches. One of the things I wanted to get into though and get your opinion on a little bit, the presentation and specifically the arena, the noise, the fans. Like I did not much care for the lighting and like the LED kind of setup that they had going on there because it really made the arena look like, even though it was full. Like when you saw other shots, when they were like doing overhead shots and stuff like that, it was full. Like you could very clearly tell it was full. But the way the lighting was set up made the arena look empty on television,
Yep.
which was weird. And I mean, the stage and the setup was cool. I probably could have used the entrance way not being so damn long. That seemed a bit excessive. Um, and there were specific entrances we'll get into, as we talk about this a little bit more. But minor gripes, but also with the women's rumble in particular, and actually, other than like just the big stars who came out, this crowd felt kind of dead for a lot of this. Like this crowd just did not like there are a few people, there are a few pops that occurred, but like even with the Sami Zayn and Drew match, I was expecting like them to just be going nuts the whole time for that match, and they really weren't. And I was kind of surprised by that. And I don't know how great of a look that is for WWE, minus all the PR stuff for it being in Saudi to begin with. But like it's not a great look for WWE, I think, to have one of their biggest shows of the year and have just such a lackluster crowd. Am I looking into that too much?
No, you're not. And honestly, if you were watching along with us during our live stream at the beginning of the event yesterday, you would have noticed that I actually questioned you. I was like, hey, does it look real empty there to you? Right at the beginning of the show. Because the way they had the lights set up and the way they had like, I don't know if they were stickers on like parts of the seats, it
Yeah.
made it look like these seats were empty. And when you're broadcasting this worldwide, you're broadcasting what looks like an empty stadium. And being outside, you and I talked to it about it. It definitely causes like noise issues too. So there's points where it doesn't really get as loud as like an inside show goes. And I mean the length of the ring, that's they always seem to make the Royal Rumble one oddly long. Like think about Titus World Slide.
That's just a
And
personal gripe for me. Like, I don't
yeah,
think it's a problem. It's just more of a personal gripe for me. I think just the entrances themselves, they take too long.
I
But
think the
that's
bigger problem is your bigger guys by the time they get to the ring, they're winded because they have to
yeah,
go so far.
yeah.
Um, but as far as the crowd itself goes, I noticed that they were popping real weird for like weird people and like they had weird chants and stuff going on. Like it felt like the people that they were cheering for were, I don't know if they were trying to be like a smart mark crowd or what, but it was just like the amount of people cheering for Brie mode surprised the hell out of me.
Spoiler alert. Um, yeah. So and I agree with you. It was very peculiar to me, and I'm sure some of the chants were, not in English, given where we were in the world for the show. Which whatever, I don't care about that. But yeah, very interesting to me. I think the crowd just came across as very lackluster to me. And nothing against the crowd because we've seen shows over there that they've done in the past and they've been awesome. But I think to your point about them being indoors, it is hard with outdoor shows. It really, especially in like smaller venue, right? Like 25,000, 26,000, or whatever it was. Um, you know, like we said that about WrestleMania when it was in Philadelphia. Like there were
Yep.
spots where it was like, this isn't that loud. And there were like 80,000 people there, you know? So like it's probably harder with outdoor, you know, with outdoor arenas.
Yeah, no, I have no doubt when you don't have quite the ability to manage the sound as you would in a indoor stadium.
Yeah. So let's get right into it then. The Women's Rumble opened the show, and we had Charlotte Flair to the ring first, and she was actually the Iron Woman of the Royal Rumble for the women at just a hair under an hour, 59 minutes and 50 seconds. And then the number two was Alexa Bliss, which you called. And
Yep.
it was certainly interesting. Like there was this kind of like will they, won't they, because they're obviously a tag team, right? And there was this will they, won't they like do things to one another. And they kind of teased it a little bit, but nothing really happened. Obviously, we know that this is going to be something down the road eventually between these two. It has to be the way they're, teasing this story. But this was fine. I thought this was a very okay first two people to open the show. And then, we'll get into this as we go. But what were your thoughts initially on those two being the first two coming out?
I always think it's fun when you start off with two people who are either like related or like part of a tag team because it's always interesting to see if they're just going to start throwing down with each other right away. And I think it was pretty funny the way they started half doing moves on each other before they were like, nope, we're cool, and then just waited for number three of Kiana James,
Yep.
who honestly, I'm going to throw it out here right now. She really surprised me in this
Yeah.
Rumble. I think that Kiana James was a unsung star at the beginning of this match. She came out and she really showed that she belonged there, which I'm glad WWE gave her an opportunity to be out there and basically show off what she has going for her.
Mhm. This was obviously followed by Nia Jax, in order, Ivy Nile, Lola Vice, who was eliminated first, Candice LeRae, Jordan Grace. Then Becky came out, Sol Ruca, Roxanne, Maxine, Natty, Liv, Lash Legend, Zelina Vega, Raquel, Chelsea, Julia, Io Sky, Asuka, Rhea, Bailey, JC Jane, Nikki Bella, Lyra Valkyria, Kalani Jordan, Kyrie Sane, then a returning Brie Bella, and then last but not least, Tiffany Stratton. Um, so a lot of weird eliminations in this, and there were some people that got eliminated kind of funny, which was odd to me. Nothing really jumped off the page as kind of like a mistake here. I thought that there were some really good spots in this. One in particular where the final four ended up being Liv, Raquel, um, Tiffany, and Sol Ruca. And I really liked that Liv eliminated Raquel. I thought that
Yep.
that was probably one of the better spots, I think, in the Rumble, and I think it's going to lead to some good storytelling to move us forward with the Judgment Day thing. Looking back on it, I'm not surprised anymore that AJ Lee was not in the Rumble. And I think they kind of botched up the interaction between Maxine, Natty, and Becky a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that just seemed kind of like half-assed the way they sort of did that. There should have been, I mean, Maxine came out and she immediately went after Becky. And then, Natty came out right after that. And like, it was just awkward. And Natty doesn't really even have a thing with Becky, and they just, went at it. It's like, what are we doing here with Natalia or Natty, excuse me? So that was kind of strange. But yeah, there were some good spots though. I mean, um, Nia Jax did the suck it thing to the crowd, which was really funny. And I really liked Zelina Vega's entrance gear. That looked really, really cool. I'm just looking at my notes here. The way Alba Fire saved Chelsea Green a couple of times was really, really neat. Like Chelsea fell out of the ring and landed on Alba's back the one time. That was cool. Kyrie accidentally eliminating Asuka was friggin' hilarious. And then Michael Cole obviously trying to do everything in his power to not say Bryan Danielson's name when Brie Bella was doing the yes kicks was also
Yep.
absolutely hysterical.
So speaking of Brie Bella, do we think she's back for more than just this, or was this a one-off?
From everything I've seen and read, it sounds like she's gonna be back for a little while. She wants to go. So I would think you're gonna put her and Nikki into a tag team. They'll probably win the titles.
You know what? I'm fine with them tagging together for a little while. I think that everybody who is, or not everybody, a lot of former WWE people, it seems like always want to come back and finish where they started. And from what I've understood, Brie has been wanting to come back for a while now, which, not to lie, is kind of surprising with her being married to Daniel Bryanson. But um, the I think my things that I took out of the Rumble were Charlotte accidentally eliminating Alexa,
Mhm.
and what I don't remember who was it. Who was it that she kicked that knocked out, and then took out
It was
Alexa
Nia.
with her.
It was
Yeah,
Nia. Her and Nia, Alexa and Nia were on the apron, and Charlotte went to like go and blast Nia, and Nia kind of pulled Alexa with it. It very clearly looked like Charlotte was very visibly distraught by it, and Alexa was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" You
and
know?
Charlotte tried to catch her.
Yeah. So I think it's a good start. I might have wanted to make it look a little more intentional, but because
No, they
Charlotte looked really distraught by it. And then like after it was done, Charlotte kind of just kept going about her business, like we re-debuted the Charlotte and Becky thing because they went at it for a while, and like they stood face to face and like we're talking about their history and stuff like that. It was just weird. It was weird that
then
Charlotte stayed so much longer after
yeah.
this went out.
Obviously you already mentioned Kyrie and Asuka, which, like you said, was hysterical. I think that
Hysterical.
Lash Legend still concerns me. Um, I think that they gave her an opportunity to try to show what she could do. And to me, it showed that she still isn't the safest worker. A lot of what she did came across as looking slightly dangerous. Like when she eliminated Io and dropped Io on her head outside the ring. And basically, I don't know. I don't know how much of a chance I'm willing to give her before she injures somebody. You know what I mean? And then the other one that I thought was kind of weird was just Jordan Grace getting eliminated sort of nonchalantly the way that they did.
Yeah. It was a piss poor showing for her. I was kind of disappointed because of the way they've been portraying her. And especially with Bianca not coming back, like I would have given her a better performance, right? Because she's
Yeah,
very likely going to be Jade Berg's um, first like major title program, right?
yeah.
She might even
And you
win
want
the
her looking
might
strong.
even win the Elimination Chamber. Like if Bianca's not coming back at all, she might win the Elimination Chamber, and that might be the Mania match, unless it's Tiffany again, you know?
Yeah, which I could see WWE going either way. But I think we should also talk about the elephant in the room here of Bianca Belair. Is Bianca Belair ever coming back? Is her injury that bad that it keeps? She's been out now for what, almost a full year
I mean,
for a
it's a
finger injury of all things?
I mean, it's hard, right? Like, you use your hands for everything, and um I don't know, I don't know what the extent of it was. I know finger injuries are weird. Hand injuries are weird in general. Your hand can take a very long time to heal. And when you're that type of wrestler where 'cause she does a lot of flippy shit and she does a lot of like, she lifts people over her head and stuff like that. And you need your hands to do all sorts of like everything, right? And if she has a very poor use of her hands and it's just not healing well, I mean, that can be tough. She might never come back. And I've also heard reports that they're trying to have a baby too. I don't know how much there is to that. But she had made mention that like she's not wanting to do because her and Montez had that one show um, like a real life show or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
remember what it's called. Um, but they had mentioned on there that they wanted to start a family as well. So there could be something going on there too that's just not being reported. And we haven't seen Montez around all that much either lately, so I don't know.
The
Take that for
rumor
what
for
it's
them
worth.
is that rumor is that we're going to see them back in time for Mania to be challenging for the titles. But it'll be interesting to see. And actually, that's a real good point too about because I remember that interview or show or whatever it was where they were talking about wanting to start a family, and what better time to do it than when you're already out with an injury.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, it's a perfect time for it, especially if you're going to be out for that long. And I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be one. I play one on TV sometimes, but I don't know the first thing about how long a hand injury. Because that's a weird spot to get an injury. So many little bones, so many, muscles and tendons and things like that in your hand. Like, I mean, I feel like you could potentially never completely recover from a hand injury. It's a very weird spot to get an injury.
So,
So I don't know.
so do I need to refer to you as Dr. Mike from now on?
Please don't.
I you may play one on TV, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. So
Oh no, you get a free breakfast. So yeah, so then obviously we did have Liv pick up the win. And Liv, it was Liv and what was it? Liv, Sol Ruca, and
Tiffany,
what's her face? Liv,
Tiffany.
Sol Ruca, and Tiffany. Thank you. Were the final three. And they were all kind of on the apron, and Sol Ruca went out, and then Tiffany sort of very shortly after that, and Liv picked up the win. So Liv Morgan is your 2026 Royal Rumble winner, and she's 100% going after Stephanie. I
Yeah,
mean, absolutely. And honestly, I like Stephanie. I really do. We've sang her praises on this channel, but she's going to lose at Mania to Liv.
I mean, unless do they use that as a huge push for her?
I mean, they're really high on her. They are really, really high on her, but
Like,
I,
especially with all the Judgment Day things, could that
I
come
mean,
back to bite Liv?
unless, yeah, I mean, the way you could very easily get around that is Liv's manipulation of like everybody in the judge because it's probably going to be on like full bore, right? On
Yeah,
Monday. Liv is probably going to be like the master manipulator because Michael Cole had been calling her that now for a couple of weeks. And I have no doubt she's going to be pitting Roxanne against Raquel and all of this other stuff, to like kind of play the puppet master thing here a little bit more, which is really cool for her character. But I have a feeling if she were to lose to Stephanie, it's going to be because of some nonsense like that. Like
yeah,
it will not be a clean win for Stephanie.
I can agree with that.
So
Um, so not only did so I think we all picked Liv, if after obviously if Bianca didn't show up, but
mhm.
can I also say how awesome it was to see Sol Ruca make the final four? You
She's
could
so
tell
cool.
that they are obviously high on her. That the Soul Snatcher finishing move is an incredible move, other than the fact
Oh,
that she tried to do it off of the ringside, and that's
dope.
what got her eliminated. But she is a star, and the sooner they get her up to the main roster, the better whichever show she's going to be on to women's division is going to be.
1,000%. I've said it probably 50 times on this channel. That is the best finisher in wrestling. The best finisher in wrestling. It is unbelievable to watch that move. Like I don't know how she does that. I can't think of I can't think of like very many people I've ever seen wrestle who can do that move. It's freaking
Yeah,
crazy. Like absolutely astounding. Yeah, she's great, and I really hope that they just strap a rocket to her. I really like her a lot. And the last thing I'll say about the women's rumble is it was good to see Tiffany back as well.
yes.
Um, SmackDown is in desperate need of her to come back, and she's a you know what I think it's good that she stepped away for a little while after losing the title. Because I think it gave us a chance to miss her and an opportunity to like really realize what she brings to the show because she was getting a little stale as champion. And I'm glad she's back because you know what? They made her look like a star. They really made her look like a big time star. And I think that's good because she's another one. What is she like 24, 25? I mean,
Yep.
she's the she's the future. You know, she could very easily be the next Charlotte Flair. And you need to package her that way.
So something really interesting that you mentioned too when we were watching yesterday is how when it was down to the final three, it almost looked like they were getting ahead of themselves and trying to like rush, and it was starting to look almost botchy and dangerous. And
Hmm.
Tiffany actually took the time to get them all slowed down
Hmm.
and back on back on track and not screwing things up. And I think that
Yep.
tells you a lot about her maturing as a star
Yep.
and as a former champion. And I think that's huge. I think that tells you a lot about her.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It like when it was down to the final three after Raquel got eliminated, everyone felt like they were rushing through moves, and Soul and Liv like they ran into each other in the corner like way too quickly, and it looked like Liv smacked her head, and it just looked very sloppy because they were going way too fast. And then Tiffany went in for like one of those that cartwheel backflip thing that she does. And not the prettiest moonsault, but just like she did like, a couple of like backward back bend things or whatever the hell that's called. And she just slowed down before she went and hit Soul with like an elbow in the corner or whatever. And you and I both we talked about it like right there. We're like, I'm glad that they slowed that down right there because it was getting real botchy.
Yep.
So that was a very veteran move by Tiffany. So
Yeah, so look forward to live on the road to WrestleMania. The amount of
yeah,
gaslighting will be incredibly entertaining.
for sure. The next we had what in my opinion was the match of the night. Gunther versus AJ Styles in a retirement match, which saw Gunther defeat AJ Styles. There was a little bit of shenanigans in the match. Gunther did hit him with a cheap shot after the ref's back was turned. But the match itself was awesome. And there were a ton of false finishes. Gunther just too big and too strong and just put him out. And AJ Styles, it was tough to watch. Like toward while he was standing there, he tempted to take the gloves off after it was over, put them back on, and he just stood there for a long time, kind of just soaking it all in. But I don't know. I feel a bit like melancholy about the whole thing. It's kind of sad that he's done, and I really think he's done. Like we might see him again, like, but I don't know if he's gonna wrestle again. Not in WWE. I really think he's done.
I don't think his story is quite finished, but especially with the way that they did he was going to leave his gear in the ring and then leave and then didn't. Um, I really hate the fact that Gunther basically used a cheap shot to win again, and that he used that to advance his cause and then win afterwards. And I really wish that my other big complaint is I wish this match would have happened in the US. For AJ Styles retiring, I wish it would have been here and where more of his hometown fans could have had a better opportunity to get to that kind of match.
Yeah.
And I think that was a missed opportunity. Obviously, these two men we knew would put on a fire match. And you're right, it was the actual match of the night. But I mean, melancholy is kind of the right word. And I'm just still kind of disappointed in the way that it ended.
Yeah. It was nice to hear Michael Cole talk about AJ Styles' time in TNA and how important that was to his career. And I mean, I know AJ Styles is what, 46, 47 years old. Dude is still one of the best in the business. I
Yep.
mean, he looks just as good as he did when he debuted 10 years ago. I mean, he can still fly around. The styles clash and the phenomenal forearm. I mean, the Pele kicks, everything that he does. Like, it's so crisp and it's so good. He could go. I mean, I know he wants to spend time with his family and, just be done. But this dude could go for another 5 years if he wanted to.
Crazy to think that the guy started wrestling or the guy had his debut match in TNA in 1999, I believe, against Abyss, one of WWE's current producers.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's 2026, and yeah, I mean, it's the beginning of 2026, but that he was still going strong. And it's not like he had a ton of injuries through his career. He did have some, but almost every match that Styles was in was a 4 or 5 star match.
Yeah. Next, we had the World or the WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. Going into this, obviously the story was Sami's 11 or 0 and 11 record against Drew McIntyre. And Sammy, like as per your usual complaint, just played the underdog throughout this entire match. But Sammy had a few spots in this match where he kicked out of a couple finishers, he kicked out of a Claymore. Um, but the weird thing about this match to me, I mean, yeah, Sammy had like a heroic kind of comeback towards the end, but for the most part, the weird part about this match to me was Drew just kicked his ass like all over the match. Like, I mean,
Yep.
Sammy got a little bit of offense in here and there, but they really, I mean, Drew buried him. Like Drew just beat his face in, which really led me to believe like because you had mentioned it when we were watching this together that maybe Sammy's going to enter into the Rumble, and I was thinking the whole time, no, there's no way. Like he got his ass kicked. Like you can't run that back. Like I mean, if you're going to run this back, you need to either do it in like a multi-person match or you need to just do something different. I do think there will be a time when Sammy will finally beat Drew, and it will probably be a big deal, but I don't think it's going to be for a while. I think Sammy and Drew's story is probably done for a little while.
See, I still am partially of the thought that he finds a way to get added to the WrestleMania match that ends up happening, and it ends up being potentially a 4-way match. I think that Sammy, for some reason, WWE will forever just see him as the underdog and will never put him in another story where he's not. And that's the problem is once Sammy wins a title of the
Huh.
stature of the world heavyweight title, he's no longer the underdog. You can't run that story anymore. And where do you go with a guy like that when you can't run the one story that you've always run? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're right though. It felt like Drew bullied him throughout pretty much this entire match, and he did hit his haluva kick, his couple spots, but it's also weird because it really didn't feel like he got the crowd reaction that he
Yeah.
normally does.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed on the pre-show, but there was a whole contingent of fans with anti-Sammy signs in the
Yeah.
background,
Yeah. Yeah. You pointed that out. I remember that.
which seems
I
real
forgotten
weird to
about
me.
that until now, but yeah, you're right. Right. It's weird.
Like they make a big deal about Sammy being like a hometown hero, even though he's from Syria and not Saudi Arabia. But so it seemed real weird to me that they had a group of that size right in front of the camera.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was very peculiar. Um, and it's strange, right? Like this, like it just, I was expecting the crowd to be just way more into this match, like I had said in the
Yeah,
beginning, and they just weren't. I mean, Sammy makes he's a great seller. So one thing I will give Sami Zayn is like his facial expressions and the way he sells moves. Like he does a really good job with that. There are a few better, you know,
yeah,
but yeah, and I mean, and then there was one spot in this match where Sammy took a power bomb through the announce table. That was incredible. That was a
yeah. It looked like he was dead.
really cool spot, and Sammy did a really good job selling it. But yeah, it was just weird, just very very strange, and I get it, I guess. I think you had an opportunity here, and we said this on our review the other day. You had an opportunity here, I think, to do CM Punk and Finn Balor again, but
Mhm.
that's fine. So, which takes us to the men's Rumble match, which was the main event of the show. And obviously, as we mentioned at the offset of the episode here, Roman Reigns did end up being your winner. And looking back at this now, kind of the way it went down, never a doubt that this was going to happen. And I feel like the women's Rumble was very safe and fine, I guess. This Rumble, and we're going to get into it, obviously, I think they made a lot of mistakes in this Rumble. And I think that there were definitely a lot of missed opportunities And like, I'm not that mad about Roman Reigns winning. I'm really not. It's fine. And we'll talk about it, like where we go from here with him. But I just think you made a lot of mistakes. And I think you had some people in this who were just like, why are you here? And
Yeah, there were a
we'll get
lot of
into
weird
that.
booking.
But Obafemi obviously came out first, which was awesome. And the way they initially handled Obafemi in the beginning of this was really, really good. And Braun Breaker came out as number two because he had some kind of like there was a segment which you might have missed if you weren't watching like the pre-event where Pierce and Paul Heyman were yelling at one another, and Paul Heyman kept saying, FAFO, which stands for F around and find out, to Pierce a couple of times. So they're still trying to push that thing a little bit. So Braun Breaker was number two, and before he even got into the ring, he was attacked by a mystery person who Heyman kept saying was Seth Rollins, but didn't really look like Seth Rollins. But we'll talk about this in a second. He beat the crap out of him, hit him with a stomp, and then sent him into the ring, to which he was immediately eliminated by Obafemi. So before we get into the rest of the Rumble, like, what do you make of that? Who do you think it was? Do you think it was
I think
smart to do that?
I do because it let you take Braun out, excuse me, without needing to have him like be lamely eliminated like some of these other people. And it let you do the Oba Femi run that he had. If Braun is still in there, him and Oba are gonna have to go for a little while. Um, I think as far as the hooded attacker goes, I don't think it was Rollins. I think there's two potential people that it could be. I've seen several pictures of the hooded individual zoomed in, and he does not have a beard. So I think it's either Austin Theory playing like the mole for Adam Pearce or Seth Rollins, or I think it's Adam Pearce himself.
Yeah. Yeah, I really think they're trying to go in that direction. It's so strange to me that they're trying to go in that direction, but I still do feel like the match now at this point, because Braun Breaker's not going to be in the title picture anymore, I don't think, going into WrestleMania. So I think the match is probably him and Rollins, right? Like that's probably the Mania match, him and Rollins. Rollins is probably going to come back. Maybe Rollins will cost him at the Elimination Chamber
Yeah,
too, and that's where maybe we'll see Rollins at that point. But yeah, it was interesting. And then this was obviously followed by, I'm just going to run through all the names and then we can, talk about it like we did the last one. Solo Sikoa at three, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, which that was horribly disappointing. Matt Cardona, Damian Priest, Javon Evans, Mr. Iguana, that was a waste. Trick Williams, Cody Rhodes, El Grande Americano, the returning original El Grande Americano, which that was cool to see. Powerhouse Hobbs, who's now known as Royce Keys, Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, Ilya Dragunov, another wasted spot of La Parka from AAA, Dragon Lee, Logan Paul, returning LA Knight, Brock Lesnar, Miz, Ray Phoenix, which that was stupid. We'll talk about that though. Jay Uso, we'll talk about that. Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Penta, and then Randy Orton and Gunther.
I think Gunther
So
was a wasted spot too, so we can talk about that.
a lot of wasted opportunity here. But I went pretty long on the women's one to start, so I'll let you go first here and kind of give your thoughts and breakdown.
So I think Oba Femi doing the run that he had at the beginning until Damian Priest got in there was really good. I think it allowed you to start him as looking like the beast he should be. And I think obviously Damian Priest and WWE's love of him, it made sense for him to be able to stay in there with Oba. And then once you got Javon Evans in there joining it and all that, that was fun as well. I don't think the Mr. Iguana spot was as much of a waste because you always have at least one comedy character in there. I feel like if it wasn't going to be Mr. Iguana, it probably would have been like Kit Wilson or somebody. So there's always at least one. And with him being a fan favorite with his iguana, it doesn't surprise me. The La Parka one though, I am wondering if that spot was Dominic Mysterio's spot. And they
Maybe,
threw him in there to fill in for the fact that Dom couldn't go.
maybe.
I'm just going to talk about what I think about the wasted spots first, and then we can talk about the bad eliminations. I think, and then Ray Phoenix, of course, was wasted just because they didn't use him for absolutely anything. I hate the
And, Ru-
fact that
and
they just
Rusev
keep
too.
using him as yeah, Rusev as well. They keep using these guys as just like cannon fodder, and it's like, actually, why did you bring these guys in if you're not going to actually do something with them? And then I said that I thought Gunther was a wasted spot because I don't think Gunther needed to be in the Rumble. I mean, the guy had a fantastic match already on the night, and that was a spot that you could have used for a number of other people, and it would have been perfectly fine. But that's my thoughts on just the wasted spots. I don't know what your thoughts on that part is.
Rusev looked visibly disgusted when he got eliminated after like 2 minutes, and he was just sitting there like he had a look on his face like, "What the hell am I doing?"
Yeah.
And like it's kind of like I feel bad for the guy. Like, why did you bring this guy back? And we've said that about him. We've said it about Aleister Black. I kind of feel the same way about Ray Phoenix, truthfully. Like, just put him and Penta together at this point because like Ray Phoenix, if I were him, I would just want to leave. Like, I mean, it's just embarrassing. And like you're right about the AAA guys. I whatever. I don't really care about Mr. Iguana, but I think La Parca was a waste. Um, I did not like. I mean, we can talk about. I guess let's get into some of the booking here now. But like the way we did not get a face off between Gunther and Brock Lesnar was a mistake.
Yep.
Very minimal interaction between Oba and Brock Lesnar. They stared at each other for a second. It was kind of a funny segment with Miz. Um, but that was kind of dumb. I thought just Brock's whole booking in this was stupid. And then Brock just randomly got eliminated during Jey Uso's entrance. They didn't even make a deal out of it. It was just a stupid elimination. And I was like, what are we doing here? Like, why didn't you just save that for when Gunther came out? It was like, because Jey Uso came out, like, you could have done something with Roman and Brock for a few seconds, and then everybody else. Like, why didn't you just wait and have Gunther do it? Like, just wait like 10 more minutes and just have
Yep.
Gunther do it, you know? But
Because
I don't get
it
that at
was
all.
Cody and who that eliminated Brock.
Uh, I don't, LA Knight maybe.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
I don't remember. And then like Brock completely burying Ilya Dragunov kind of pissed me off a little bit too. Like Ilya Dragunov went to hit him a few times with some chops, and Brock just laughed in his face and threw his ass out. And I was like, that's terrible. Like that was really crappy booking. I just I don't like Brock Lesnar anymore. I don't need him in WWE, and I really hope that he's done. Like I really hope that this is his last year because like I don't need him in WWE anymore. He's not a he does I don't consider him a special attraction anymore. And I think they don't book him right at
No.
all. They don't book him right at all. You had an opportunity here to do something special with him and Oba or him and Gunther or even him and Powerhouse Hobbs, and you didn't do it. And it was and Powerhouse Hobbs was another one too. It was like cool to see him get out of there. But he was really lacklusterly kind of eliminated too. And he got like one elimination. So that was kind of disappointing. Some of the bright spots, LA Knight, like he knocked off, two of the three Vision members. That was cool. Um, Cody looked good. They definitely gave Cody some spots. Who did Cody eliminate that we were all kind of like, well, I guess if anybody's got to eliminate them, they can put some heat on Cody. Did he eliminate LA Knight, was it? Or I forget. Cody eliminated somebody, and we were all kind of like, oh shit, like
Who
Cody
was
just
it?
eliminated a person. Um, was it Oba? Maybe it was Oba.
No,
Um,
he didn't.
I don't remember. Cody eliminated somebody, and we were all kind of like just
Yeah.
surprised that he did it. It might have been LA Knight. But yeah, it was just that was kind of weird. The thing with the El Grande Americanos was like whatever. That was a comedy spot, if anything. It's cool to see Chad Gable back though. Um,
Looking ripped.
yeah, and then the one thing that I think annoyed me the most out of all of this is Jey Uso. I think I'm done with Jey Uso. Like I'm really, really done with Jey. And I get it. The crowd loves the entrance and everything. He took way too damn long to get to the ring. Way too long. And like Lesnar, as I mentioned, was eliminated during his entrance. And by the time he was all done with his entrance, the next person was already on their way to the ring.
Yep.
That was that
And he was
was
rolling it back.
that was stupid. And the rolling it back thing is stupid. Like not like you want to do that in some instances on in like regular TV, fine. Not in the Royal Rumble. Somebody should have
It's
clocked him. And
so that,
I'm glad Roman
yep.
Reigns clocked him. I am really, really glad that Roman Reigns clocked him.
That's what I was about to say. This with Roman pulling the, oh, you should run it back, and then immediately bitch slapping him. I think that that ties back to some of Roman's comments on the Pat McAfee show about people not grabbing on to the opportunities that he made for them. I feel like that was a real pointed shot at the Usos, and it's not wrong. I mean, I get WWE wants to milk this yeet thing for all that it's worth. But you're in the middle of a Royal Rumble. Why are you running it back? Like you're going to go stand on that turnbuckle and someone's going to shove you off. Like
Yeah.
it legitimately makes zero sense.
They should have
And
done
it
that. They
made,
should have actually done that. That would have been really funny actually. And what kind of poetic if he was up there yeeting and Roman just pushed his ass out.
yep. I mean,
That would have
Roman
been
eliminated
great.
him anyway, but I think that that would have been a better, like, and then you could get across the point that Roman was trying to make even more.
Um yeah, that was dumb. And again, I think Michael Cole was the best thing of the whole night though. He tried so hard to avoid mentioning AEW when Cody and Powerhouse were interacting the one point. That was hysterical. But yeah, then the final four obviously surprisingly saw Gunther, Randy Orton, Roman, and Logan Paul,
Yeah.
which was interesting to me that like Logan Paul was in there for a long time after the rest of the Vision guys were out, obviously making it to the final four. Um, but there were some cool spots though, like Randy Orton and Javon Evans. That how Javon Evans got launched like 30 feet up into the air, it seemed, and took an RKO like a champ. Javon Evans was probably my MVP of this Royal Rumble. He was awesome. He was in there for like 40 something minutes. He had a lot of big spots and he looked great. Javon Evans looked really, really great. I think he had probably the best showing in the Rumble.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, there were several points where he took several big hits from people and it looked like he was dead. But
Mhm.
I think that he was fantastic. And I think Logan Paul was surprisingly great too. And then obviously I really enjoyed the way Cody got eliminated by Drew
Yeah,
and
not to
uh,
mention that.
and then Fatu got eliminated as well. I really wish we would have gotten a little bit more of Fatu and Roman than we did. We only got a little brief face off between them. But I think you're right. I think if I had to pick a single person to give the MVP of the match, it was probably Javon Evans.
And the only reason I wouldn't give it to Oba is because his elimination was stupid.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought Oba was great in the beginning. Good person to bring out early like that. So I guess where do we go from here? I feel like my initial reaction is still what we said earlier in the week. Um, Cody, Jacob, and Drew for the one title, and Roman and Punk. I
So I
think, and
think
like
you're
I think Roman and Roman like right now, gun to my head, Roman Reigns and CM Punk is the main event of night two.
it's Roman, of course.
Like, I mean, I don't think Cody, Jacob, and Drew speaks to me as the real main event, because the night two main event is the real main event. That doesn't speak to me as the night two main event.
No.
I think Cody's star power has dipped a little bit. I don't think Jacob and Drew are big enough stars to go into that spot. And not that Cody's slumming it in this match, but it doesn't seem like as big of a spot. Roman and CM Punk are huge stars. That's your real main event.
So I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to make a way too early WrestleMania 2027 prediction.
Oh boy.
I don't think that Sammy is going to get added to this match this year. I think Sammy's going to be in the main event next year and win the title.
Yeah,
in
I was
Saudi
thinking that
Arabia.
too. I was thinking that too.
He's going to win the Rumble and then he's going to win the title in Saudi Arabia next year because I just remembered as we were talking that WrestleMania is in Saudi next year. And what better place to save Sammy's biggest win for than if it's not Montreal, but Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So I think you're right though. The triple threat that we're definitely getting is going to have to be on Saturday. And Roman, if Cody were the champion, I could see Roman challenging Cody,
Oh
but
yeah,
it
because they
doesn't
had a
make
lot of face-offs during the Rumble, but yeah.
yeah, it doesn't make sense for Roman to challenge anybody but CM Punk. And honestly, if I'm WWE, I'd have CM Punk win.
See, that's interesting. I don't think CM Punk is going to win.
No, why not?
Why do you say that?
Because last year Punk finally got his main event. This year you can finally give him his main event win.
That's good. I like that. I didn't even consider that. I just think that Roman's too big of a star. And I think I think that while it's nice that Punk has that belt, I think Roman having that belt elevates that belt a lot.
Unless Roman's going to be around a lot more, though, I don't know that I want him with the belt
It's true.
because I don't like part-time champions. I mean, I will say he was around more than Lesnar was, but he wasn't around anywhere near enough. And then obviously we already mentioned with Liv that it's almost certain that Liv is going to challenge Stephanie. And then so here I have a question for you though. Where do we go at Elimination Chamber for our other champions?
Jacob probably wins. Or Jacob
Okay,
and
and
Cody.
then
Jacob and Cody are the final two, and there's a Smosh finish.
and then for the women's.
If Bianca doesn't come back, either Jordan or Tiffany.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I think I agree with it being Jacob winning the elimination chamber and then Cody forcing his way into the championship because he's Cody Rhodes. And then I think that Jordan, honestly, if the direction keeps going that it is for Jadeberg, I think that Jordan wins the elimination chamber and I have her win at WrestleMania.
I do too. I absolutely do too. I don't. We've said this a million times. I'm done with Jade. I'm completely done with Jade. I don't want her to ever have the title again. Like
Nope.
her run has been awful. She's injured people. She's not interesting at all. She's a one note character. Now she thinks she's edgy because she says the word bitch. Like, I mean, like, what are we doing? She's definitely better as a heel. I will give her that. She's not believable at all as a face. But I mean, I think they made a mistake just not letting her spend more time in NXT because she's not ready. She's not ready at all. She's like the only thing she has going for her is she's got the look. She
Yep.
has the look of a megastar. Her in-ring work is terrible. Her promo work is terrible. And like if she didn't look like $1 million, I mean I would cut her. I would.
Yeah.
I would cut
She'd be
her.
future endeavored.
Yeah, like she's got too good of a look. She looks like a killer. And I think
That's
the only way to book her correctly is the way our one subscriber had mentioned. Give her the Goldberg treatment.
yep.
5 minute matches and just have her kill people all of the time. That's all you need to do. It actually would be so easy to book her and then give her a manager.
I mean, that's what they were doing in AEW when she was the TNT champion. She literally was having matches that were 3 to 5 minutes long, just dominating people. And she won what, like 110 in a row?
Yeah,
Something stupid like that. She literally
just
had the Goldberg streak going on.
give her, frankly, swap her and Julia, right? Completely swap her and Julia. Put Julia in the main in the title picture with Tiffany and Jordan and have them all go back and forth with the title, right? Have them be the three big main event players, and then Sol Ruca too when she comes up. and put the
Yeah.
US title on Jade and just have Jade kill people. Have Jade kill Alba Fire and Chelsea Green and Ivy Nile and Meechin and BFAB and just have Jade kill them every week, week after week after week after week for six
E-
months. And that'll build
exactly. And
that will build her back up, you know, that will build Jade back up where you can make it so people are back on her side again. Because right
yep.
now, like everybody hates her. They boo her, you know, and like I know we crap on her a lot on this channel, but like and I get it, it's hard. Like, you know, I'm a fat 41-year-old dude, you know, and like I could not do what these people do. I'll be the first one to
No.
admit it. But at the same time, like there are people on the roster who are better at it.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't give them opportunities. Julia is better at it. Kiana James is better at it. You know, Tiffany is better at it. Bianca Belair is better at it. You know, like I mean, I don't love
But
Bianca's promo work, but Bianca's fantastic in the ring. So
other
it's
than the
like,
selling.
I mean, her selling could use some work, but she's a fantastic athlete.
Yes.
You know, so like, just got to do better with Jade. You got to do. I mean, she's going to be your champion. You got to do better with her. You really do. And that's why I think she needs to be brought down the card, give her the US title, and just have her kill people for 6 months. That's all you do. Have her have 3 to 5 minute matches on SmackDown, have her come out, have her just smash somebody, and you just keep doing that. And also, I think it would build up that US title as well, because you have somebody like you start telling the same story that you told in AEW, where you have her like, you know, oh, she's like 30-0 now with the US title,
Yep.
you know, like how awesome would that be? Then it would be a big moment when she loses, you know?
Yep.
So it's so like it's so easy. Booking is so easy. It's so
Just common
easy.
sense.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the Royal Rumble. What what's your final opinion of the show and your final rating of the show?
Well, my final opinion of the show is that due to it being Riyadh season, I think it was okay. Like I said at the very beginning with my intro, I don't think that it was the worst. I don't think it was the best. I think it was honestly just kind of average for a Rumble. I mean, the Gunther AJ match stole the show, obviously, but as far as the Rumbles themselves go, I have to give the whole show an average grade of 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think given the circumstances, I think the right people won, you know, and I'm okay with that. I would have honestly like after Oba got eliminated and after what happened with Braun Breaker, I was kind of actually pulling for LA Knight to win the men's rumble. I was totally fine with Liv winning the whole way, knowing that Bianca wasn't coming back, obviously, right at the end. Um, so yeah, Liv was definitely the right booking, you know, because Liv had been for the last couple of years now in both the Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble. Liv had been the runner up in like all of them,
Oh
right?
yeah,
The last 2 years, you know. So good for Liv getting her flowers. Liv is great. I'm really happy for her. Roman, it just seems so it's just too obvious, you know. It was just too
yeah,
Roman's too big a star. So I get it. You know, in the other two matches, you know, the Drew match was honestly probably could have been replaced with CM Punk and Finn Balor, but I get it. Sammy, you know, being from, you know, Sammy being Syrian, like I get it. It's fine. I'm going to capitalize on that. Although the crowd did not, you know, help Sammy at all. And then the AJ match was fantastic, but you know, a little bit disappointing at the end there. So I think with that, my final rating for the show is a Fozzy is still on tour out of 5.
go
So
Fozzy. See him at your local theater.
So, yeah, that is our show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you like the Rumble? Did you hate the Rumble? Are you disappointed that Chris Jericho didn't show up? Let us know what you think. We're really curious to hear that. We do read and respond to all of your comments, and we appreciate all the feedback. So, with that, have yourselves a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and take care.